Alright guys, well I'm on my NA account and yeah, they've given us a notice where Third Eye Fana will be released on the 21st of March. Interesting. Along with a Season 1 and 2 relaunch. Didn't see that one coming. So, you need to select 3 out of the 6 seasonal mages from Season 1 and Season 2, as the mages will increase summoning rates first. After selection, both the mages and their skill page will have increased rates. Mages with increased rates may be reselected once daily. The count of guaranteed summons will not reset upon reselection, but will continue to accumulate. So this is what's happening next for global. I mean, yeah, yeah, there we go. Fana's dropping as soon as we just had Witch Queen, so I don't know how people feel about that one. But I do believe, and I'm actually grateful that the developers did that, because respectfully, with Fana, she's a fantastic green attacker. In my opinion, double S tier, right? Insane. But you don't have to chase her down in terms of having an alternative to a character that most of you should have. And the fact that Global now has Transcendence here, of course, that does kind of reignite that character to be reusable again. So first things first, you know, Season 1, Season 2, let's have a look. This is somewhat kind of awkward to honestly, yeah, I didn't see that coming. So I mean, what we've got our Asta, right, and then we've got our Mimosa, which I feel like some people might cater to. Yami is a horrible choice. Don't think people are going to be going for him. And then obviously we've got baby girl Noelle up in building. I mean, people do still choose to use her, so fair play on that one. Oh wait, who was Season 2? Oh wait, no, Season 2 on Global was Charmy and Gorsh? Because you know was given out for free. So yeah, I feel like Asta is still pretty suitable. Wait, what's his because at the end of the day, it really does. I mean, I feel like for most people, it will come down to whether or not if you want to get duped. Now, truth be told, is it worth summoning for? No, because as of right now for Global, you guys have much bigger things to worry about in terms of your next festival being Leona. And then of course you've got your next seasonal coming along, which is, oh no, the next season for Global is Yami and Luck. You guys can skip that. Yeah, fair enough, there you go. So realistically, it's full on sending it for Leona and trying to get it to LR+5 is going to be, I mean, if you can, it's a GG. But right, let's have a look. Grants 10% reduced damage when attacking, grants self 1 SP. Yeah, I feel like because of their release from when they started, because these units were at the very beginning, I'm looking at, like, I feel like it's really not worth to kind of summon for, because these characters won't be in the Gateway Reunion. It's just another, I'm gonna call it a bait banner essentially. I mean, yeah, there's no really any deal. Yeah, there's no deal to get Asta. Now you've got Black Asta, right? Mimosa, you don't really need to get her passives, truth be told. Yami, he's practically a gone character. Noelle, regardless, you didn't really need to get her LR passive. And yeah, you really still don't need to be honest. LR+2 is more than enough if anyone has got her at that. If you don't, that's fine. Charmy, ooh. When an ally's turn ends, grants 3% of max HP as HP recovery to an ally with the lowest HP. When the ally turn ends, yep, the ally, oh, just goes up by 10%. Not worth it. Gorsh, what are we looking at, my guy? How is your LR passive? Upon using skill 2, grants a random ally intense sunlight. I mean, if you got his Greymore, then that's a +2 from using this second skill. So that LR+2 makes it a +3 of intense sunlight. Okay. Upon using skill 2 or special skill, then he grants intense sunlight. I mean, it's nice to have, but I wouldn't go spending my premium currency for it. So yeah, no, in all honesty, like, I understand what they're trying to do. It's just a bait banner. Cool to see that they're, you know, relaunching Season 1 and 2. This is probably something that they'll do going forward, so they'll probably do it with additional seasons. So for example, next they'll do Season 3 and 4 and then 5 and 6, right? In that case, that's a whole different ball game, because, you know, those seasons, there's something might be worth the potential summon for those that have missed out characters or trying to get dupes. But in terms of Season 1 and Season 2, this is 100% a skip banner. So, but yeah, 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 100% skipped. I wouldn't concern yourself about wasting your currency on this season 1 and 2 relaunch. So season 1 and season 2 relaunch, skip. Fana on the other hand, boys, she is a fantastic unit. And the thing is that some global players have been waiting for this day, because I know a lot of people have been, I say a lot of people, back in the day, you know, a couple of months, I've seen a few comments about people saying, I'm waiting for Fana, where's Fana? When Fana drops, I'm summoning for her. Well, she's here, and she is coming in hot. So just to break it down just a little bit, so with Fana's first skill, applies 1 instance of hatred to self. When using a special skill, performs an extra attack and deals increased damage based on the number of hatred stacks. By the way, the hatred is a permanent stack, so you can stack it up to 5 times max and then you're done. This effect is maintained between waves, so it's permanent. It won't go away. Attacks after granting a 35% increased damage dealt buff in it, if an enemy has an active taunt. So she works off taunts. If the enemy is taunted, you can get some additional damage out of that. I know some people are going to be questioning that, because of course her kit does have taunt in terms of her Greymore, which we'll get into in just a second. But personally, I don't like her to be taunted because she's an attacking unit and she's very paper thin. But you got characters like, I don't know. Like, I mean, if we're talking about green mono, then I mean, Merleone ain't too bad in terms of taunting the highest attacking unit to focus on her, so that we can get more out of the damage from Fana. So that works. But again, if taunts are being played out in your terms, then Fana will work off from that. Second skill, AoE, applies 2 instances of hatred and applies burn for 2 turns. So she's supporting the DOT in terms of burn, and she's also stacked up on 2 hatred. So first skill, 1 hatred, second skill, 2 hatred. The ultimate, AoE once again, inflicts barrier removal on a random ally, so it's random. If hatred isn't present on self, performs an extra attack dealing damage equal to 30% of attack and magic attack. If hatred is present on self, performs an extra attack to deal damage based on the instances of hatred. So if you have 1, you get an additional 50%. If you have 2, 70%, 3, 100%, 4, 130%, and then if you get 5, 180% of attack and magic attack as damage. So that's how that works in terms of her ultimate, and that's why it kind of makes her, you know, the best green attacking unit in my opinion, of course. And then of course the combination attack, obviously just taunt. I never use it. Unique passive. If all allies are green attributes, grant status element immunity to all allies for 1 turn at the beginning battle. So Fana is a fantastic green mono character. With being an attacking unit, possessing so much power, and then having this as a unique passive, it's just the icing on the cake. Best way to put it. Icing on the cake. And then when it comes to her LR passive, when 5 hatred stacks are on you, your HP is lowered to 1% HP, grant immortality for 1 turn, heal 50% HP at the end of the wave. And then if you LR plus 5 it, then when taunt or enhanced taunt are applied, receive 50% damage reduction for 1 turn, cannot be stacked. So obviously with her LR passives, it's got nothing to do with any damage buff or anything like that. It's more to do with just survivability. That's basically it. But the catch is she needs 5 hatred in order for that to kind of activate. So that's kind of where that's going. So truth be told, you realistically only need 1 copy of Fana to actually start cooking, like literally. And I say this again out of experience. I went for 1 copy of Fana and she was doing phenomenal numbers. Reading into the passives, I thought, oh, maybe I can get some more damage out of it. No, it's more to do with just survivability. Didn't realistically need it. I do have her LR plus 2 right now, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's realistically ever helped me out when it comes to the immortality play. But I mean, it's handy to have regardless, right? If you do get a 5 hatred, so it's not terrible, it's not bad. It's, you know, it's helpful. But in terms of Fana, I think the fantastic thing about her is that she's an amazing attacker, and you just need 1 copy. And you are literally dropping nukes and bombs. It's beautiful. And I love the fact that her ultimate allows you to do extra attack regardless if you have hatred or not. So it's a benefit. It's a benefit. So that is pretty much the premise of Fana and how she's working and how she's a fantastic unit and you just need 1 copy. When it comes to her Greymore, which I have but I don't use, if afflicted with taunt or enhanced taunt, there is a 40 to 100% chance to grant a 20% to 40% increased damage buff for 1 turn. And so what happens on her second skill, she has a 60% chance to inflict taunt on an enemy for 1 turn. So this is AoE, so she has a chance to apply taunt on the whole goddamn team, but it's a 60% chance. So that's kind of how that's working. That's her Greymore. Yeah, I really wouldn't say her Greymore is that essentially needed, to be honest. So to be fair, if you have Thingy's Greymore for Goleons, that's not too bad. Now, yeah, you can resort to choosing the 20% increased damage. That's more than enough. Now, if you're really hell-bent on saving and trying to look for alternatives, I'm going to be completely honest, Lich is in the building. This man is back in action. As I've said, Global, you have Transcendence gear now. If you want to utilize the Lich as your green AoE attacker, he is an option. He's a fantastic option. He's back in business. But the fact that she's an amazing attacker and that you need 1 copy, I know some people are just going to test their luck, and that is completely fair. You know, it's fair play to make. So, is Fana worth the summon? Yes. But if you want to get her at a later time or focus on someone else, Meriliona, or potentially get her in a free-to-play way if Global does go down that route and making these pickup units accessible through tickets, as they have done on JP and KR, then you can also go about doing it that way. And that way you can just have your Lich ready to rock and roll as your AoE green attacker. Because at the end of the day, like I said, Raya is still a fantastic nuker. But in terms of green mono, I will say Fana is probably the hot pick. Yeah. So I think I'll leave it as that. But I think overall, I think a lot of people are going to be summoning Fana. And you know what? I'm not even going to say, I can't even complain about that. Go for it. Hope you get your 1 copy in your first multi, second multi, third multi as soon as possible. Spending a little to get Fana. Hopefully you guys do get lucky. But I wish you all the best of luck. I'll do my videos. I'll show you the power of Fana. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on Global. So skip Season 1 and Season 2 relaunch. You guys don't need that. Fana, on the other hand, if you want to summon, I wish you all the best. She's a fantastic double S tier green attacker. Insane. Absolutely insane. But you do have your alternatives on using other characters. So if you want to save your currency for Meriliona and whatnot, you can do so. But Fana's a hot pick.